It's quite exciting because hundreds of fans had the chance, thousands of fans had the chance to see the movie last night.
Yes.
And they were very excited. The buzz is hot, and it's been a long tour for you. This is, I think, the last stop on your European promotion tour.
This is the last stop. All three of us are actually moving here, so.
Oh, great.
The permanent last stop.
I bet there are a couple of people out there who can take you around the Berlin nightlife. If
I
you
love
need
Berlin.
any.
I've shot movies here. It's the best city. I love it. I love it.
So please do buy an apartment or a house in Berlin.
Great.
Ryan, let's start ladies first with you. Ryan, in 2004, you basically started writing or working on the first script, and since then, you know, Deadpool 1 has become a huge success. Fans all over the world are completely excited, and now you're promoting Deadpool 2. How would you describe that journey since then?
Kind of crazy. I mean, you know, to be attached to something for that long, and then to see it made sort of on a fast track was odd. I mean, I was pushing that thing for 11 years and to no avail, and then we shot a little bit of test footage that sat on the shelf for a couple more years. The studio didn't have any interest in making the movie, and then that test footage unfortunately leaked on the internet, and which was really tragic. And we're looking into that right now still. And then it was the internet. It was the fans of the IP of Deadpool that got that movie made. So that's next thing you know, we were standing on a film set, and that was like a dream come true for us. So our expectations were literally nothing, and they went. You know, it was like just went through the roof immediately. So by the time we were shooting Deadpool 1, we'd actually already started cracking the story on Deadpool 2, but not because we had the audacity to think that we would be able to shoot a Deadpool 2, because we had no idea at the time that Deadpool 1 would do so well. We just loved Deadpool. I mean, myself, Brett Reese, Paul Wernick, each of us have been working together for almost a decade now, and we're sort of like brothers. And we were just cracking Deadpool stories just for fun. And then, of course, the movie just blew up, the first one, and then we got to make this story, and we really wanted to tell a family film. We wanted Deadpool 2 to be a family film. With a few fucks and shits thrown in for good measure, because kids need to grow up fast. Yeah.
So it's been an interesting journey. What about you, Zazie? I mean, you know, stepping on set, knowing that you have to basically stand up as Domino to Deadpool, and you did it. Was there like a pivotal moment when you actually thought, okay, I can do this, I can improvise, I can stand up to Ryan and his jokes and everything that's happening on set?
Yeah, I mean, I think what Ryan and Dave, I think, did a good job of is also sort of setting the example of like playing around is okay, and I think, you know, that is always very important to sort of have that trickle down effect, and you know, it was a super supportive environment, and I think it allowed us all to kind of like relax and just have a good time. So I mean, I did obviously, I wanted to do the best that I could, and you know, I gave myself that pressure, but I think all of us working together, we all just wanted to make the best that we could, and if I was lacking of a joke, Ryan would provide.
For all of us.
For all of us, yeah.
Actually, Zazie, you could have answered that question in German, but because we have a lot of international guests here, I think you're going to stick to it. But you want to say something in German? Just to...
Ja, gerne. Hallo, ich bin hier in Berlin geboren. Meine Großeltern kommen später. Ja, die wohnen ja jetzt 10 Minuten weg in Lichtenberg. Ich habe heute Morgen mit denen fix gesprochen. Aber ja,
Years of German went a long way.
Josh, anything that you want to say in German? No.
We don't really want to go there, do we?
No. But we want to go someplace else because, Josh, I think as much as I know, you've been offered the part of Cable while you were filming Avengers.
Yeah.
What made you say yes to that other anti-hero that you're portraying on the big screen now in Deadpool 2?
Money. Lots and lots of money. My kids are grown now and I want to travel a lot. You know, I want private planes. I want an entourage. I've never had an entourage. I want an entourage. No, I mean, I was very reticent in the beginning because I had said no to those types of quote-unquote tent films before, and because I was very happy doing what I was doing. And then Avengers came along, and I liked the fact that it wasn't, not that I'm putting down any of the Avengers, but just an Avenger. It was the big fucking purple dude, and that all the Avengers were trying to kill, and I liked that. I just liked that anomaly. I was a huge fan of the first movie. I thought it was really unique, really irreverent, really inappropriate, and I like inappropriate a lot. Never imagining myself. I know that there was a short list, I think, for the last year and a half. I was never on that short list. I never heard about the short list. So I didn't really know that Deadpool 2 was happening. And then they called me over a weekend. And I immediately started to rebel and become reticent. And my wife very sweetly said, "Why don't you just shut up and read the script?" And I did. And I laughed for an hour and a half straight. And within 4 hours said, "I'm in." And I was also a bit of a fan of this guy over here.
Questions from the floor, right here in the front row.
Hello, my name is Gätjen, editor and publisher of the film magazine Spirit, the Smile and the Storm. A warm welcome to our three superheroes here. I like the film a lot, maybe better than the first part, and I loved also the first part. Question to Ryan: is it true that you are co-screenplay writer now, and is Deadpool 2 more humanitarian than the first part, because you have a big heart for children in this film?
Yeah. Yes, I am one of the screenwriters of the film. I wouldn't say that I did any more or less work on this one than I did on Deadpool 1. But that was just a kind of a union thing. I had to sort of take a credit. But I would say that there's a little bit more humanity in this one, largely in part, you know, because we're not burdened with this an origin story. We can actually just, the audience is familiar with Deadpool. We don't have to set up the world and deliver exposition in ways that you would normally have to do for movies like this. So we have the breathing room to just let Deadpool kind of hit the ground running and have some fun, and also the breathing room to introduce two of these incredible new characters to that world. So yeah, but Deadpool's always tried to stick to canon, and in the comics, you know, there's a long, pretty rich history of Deadpool in the comics, and he's always protected kids. He's always had a soft spot for kids. Deadpool doesn't give a shit about saving the world, but his goals are always myopic and kind of, you know, he's impetuous and he's impatient and he's dysfunctional, he's an idiot, but the one thing he does have is a warm heart under all of that. So I loved the idea of this story sort of revolving in part around both loss and then finding your place in the world. The idea that one act of kindness can change the world. The idea that, you know, Deadpool's real journey is to do something selfless, and for him that's really hard to do. And I think that's one of the things I love about this world, is that Deadpool's not a virtuous character. He's not a character that's like Superman or Captain America or something like that. He's a bit of a douchebag. And it gives us somewhere to go in these films.